Hello guys, welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today we're doing a room tour. If you have missed it recently, I have been doing a full series of the cinema room makeover, and we're finally at this point now where I can show you everything that's been made over in that series. There was a lot of people that was part of that. Thanks so much for the support, but today I'm finally showing you everything in detail. It has been 4 years to the day since I started Movies with James, and I uploaded my first ever home cinema tour. Some things are relatively the same, but some things are very much different in that 4 years, of course. And of course, now I'll be showing you everything that we've built. But I just want to say before we start this video, massive thanks to everyone who subscribed. A lot of comments, in the last video saying that they found the channel through the home theatre video. So hopefully more people will find the channel through this way as well. And if you are new here and you like what you see, please subscribe. And there's like 800 odd videos on the channel now that you can go back and enjoy if you want. But of course, this is my cinema room, and in here, this is a third bedroom in a terraced house. Basically, you come through the door, and on the back of the door, I have a few bits and bobs. These are hoodies that are like ones I've worn, but like they are not really clean, if you know what I mean. Like obviously, I'll wear them once more maybe, and then they'll go in the wash. I've got my rucksack here. We've also got a HMV bag, and then a bag full of CEX bags there as well. Just some bags and stuff there for Blu-ray hunting, of course. Up on top here, then I have my first speaker. I have Wharfedale speakers. These are the DX5. I believe. I have them in white, obviously gone with more of a white aesthetic in this room rather than a black. Then I have these fake vines here on the side, just adds a bit of greenery to the room. And then this monkey was the first. I bought this, I think at school. I was like maybe 8 or 9 when I bought this. So he's just hanging there chilling on my speaker, which is pretty cool. Then we have a poster, the first one in the room. This is a Star Wars 40th anniversary poster, as you can see there. Of course, all the main characters on there from the original trilogy, really. And yeah, really like this poster. I like how the white just complements there, and the black border. It just looks cool. Radiator then, bog standard, of course. Heat in the room. Got a little thing there for clothes, I guess. And then I have my tripod. This is the tripod I use the most because this is now my filming room area, this little corner, and I'm using this one a lot more than before. So most of the time I'll just put it up like that, and it's just tucks in there nicely. Then of course we have the corner. So this is the 4K Blu-ray corner. Everything over here is 4Ks, as well as some collection-y bits at the top. So we have Marvel up the very top there, the first Marvel shelf. Of course, I've got loads of gaps there, but that's the point. Got loads of space to fill. Then we have DC, of course, all the way along there. Pixar, followed closely by Disney then, which surprised me when I did this, how little Disney I actually had on physical media. And then over here, then I've got some other stuff. I just put the Harry Potter one there, as well as a little Harry there. And then also got some oversized stuff here. So like the Wolf of Wall Street Arrow box set, as well as the Avatar. Then we have the Star Wars shelf here. So I've got a Mega there, limited edition pop. Then I have my steelbooks, of course, of all the Disney shows. Then we have Pedro Pascal there with Grogu and Boba Fett. More Grogu. Some of the animated stuff here. So Rebels, the entire series, all 1 to 4. And then I've got Star Wars Clone Wars film, as well as Family Guy, which I still need a few more of those. And then more pops over here. I've got a 2021 fall edition here. This is a fall convention one from Funko. Limited edition Cad Bane. And then, of course, Darth Vader there with this really cool design, actually, which you can't really see, but it's a bit reflective, but you can kind of see it there. It's really cool design. But that comes in an outer box thing, which I've kept. I actually bought that from Lidl. Don't think it's worth anything, but I just like how cool it is. And then below that then is all the 4Ks, of course, and many people would have seen this. This is where I sit. I sit on this little stool thing there, footstool thing, and I sit there. Got my iPad here, which I use for referring to things, of course, reading up stats and all of that stuff. And yeah, I basically sit here on this little seat here, and of course, this is normally the view of all of my videos and all of that. Pull up the little tripod that's around the corner, and then just frame it up so it's nice. Try not to get the TV in, because sometimes the TV can get in like that, and just try and get a nice shot basically of everything. Got my as I say, iPad here, and yeah, I can just start filming straight away. So that's really convenient, of course, for that point of view. It also sits flush there, and I can like put my back up against there. My back kind of goes on these two arches, which is pretty cool. So it actually works really well. And yeah, I just like it. I like how this little corner goes, and how the whole thing worked out. Up the top though, I've got my Lord of the Rings limited edition steel tins, as well as the Hobbit. You can see mine slightly dented on the bottom of the Hobbit. They did give me, I think I had a 20% refund on that then. We've got Woody there just chilling, loving life. We've got a bigger Mandalorian Funko there, which was like on offer on one Black Friday, I believe, on Amazon. Next to my Black Series Boba Fett helmet. Titanic, that's the VHS limited edition I picked up recently, and then some books there of musical books as well as some movie books, which I've started recently getting into a lot of movie related books from charity shops. But that is my entire collection in terms of the 4Ks that I put them all over here. This is just all the 4Ks, and I really like how the corner has turned out. Next then we have my TV setup, of course. Got the Apple TV on now with some amazing shots there of, I think, Hawaii. But if I just sit down so I can show you guys a little bit more about this. This is the view I have when I get to sit and watch films, of course. And yeah, tech-wise, nothing much has changed here. Previously, I did have a little rack over there, so all of the stuff was on a rack. And then, yeah, but made the change to bring it all into the center console to free up that area, of course, for more goodies and films and stuff. But basically, I've got a 55-inch LG OLED C10 TV. I have two of these TVs. I have one here and one downstairs, exactly the same TV. So if one ever dies, touch wood, basically I've got a spare, which is good. And you can see here I've got the three channels here. So this is my front left, my center channel, and my front right. Then behind me then, obviously, that is my rear left. Then I have my rear right up there. And then these two, I program these two here as my height channels, basically. I know this room is not really ideal for true Dolby Atmos, but with what I have to work with space-wise, these are the negatives, basically, the rears. They should be lower. It could work there, that one could. But on this side, there's just no way for it to go with the door. So, and the door opens that way, of course. So it has to go there. There's no way for it to go. And I can't put the TV on that wall because that's like not a real wall. Plus the radiator's in the way. You've got the window over that side. So everything just goes against it. And even the wall that I'm on behind me here, this is an interior wall. So the TV wouldn't last 2 minutes. So that was the decision to make it, put it on there on the hard brick wall, which was previously a fireplace, I believe. So yes. So again, that's all the Warfordle DX5 speakers, and then down there I've got the subwoofer, of course, matching it. All powered by a Denon amp. This is the Denon, I think it's the X2700, sorry, H. Really nice amp. Had some issues with this. I did have to go back to Richer Sounds for a repair. Have been having issues with it, and to be honest, I don't think I would ever buy Denon again based on the issues I had. Previously I had an Onkyo one. But yeah, really, you know, I've not had a good experience with it, to be honest, with Denon. Supports full 8K. So you've got the full 8K video there, 4K 120, so the PS5 and stuff. Of course, all of this stuff. People say to me why I don't rip the sticker off. I like it. I actually like having this sticker on there. Just me. And then there's a few more of the bits there. But yeah, if I was going to be honest, I probably wouldn't go with Denon again. The experience hasn't been that great with them, and it turns off sometimes on its own, and it's unpredictable. I'm not really that pleased and sold on it. Over here then, something I am really sold on is the Panasonic DP-UB450. I don't have the 820. This player is a really budget-friendly player. Recently released in America, I believe, but I think this is the best budget 4K player you can get. Supports full Dolby Vision, Dolby Atmos, of course, and yeah, but the Dolby Vision is a real selling point because not many budget players support it, so that's why I have this here. And I think I actually got this for about 80 quid on eBay, and it has worked fantastically. I'd probably say the only negative to it is the remote. It is very basic, very small, but it does the job, you know, but it's just very basic in my opinion in comparison to what maybe I'd want. You can tell the buttons I don't use, can't you, with all the dust in between them, but you know, play, pause, of course, viewing menus, you know, it is convenient in that way. Status I use a lot as well when you're watching films. But yeah, the remote's probably the weakest part, but a very good 4K player there if someone's looking to invest in 4K. Speaking of 4K then, I have an Apple TV 4K box. This is not the newest one. This is one of the older ones, to be honest, but it does have the new remote. So I don't have the black remote, I have this remote, which is really good. This is, you can tell it's the old one because that's the Lightning one, not the USB-C one. So I think I'm a generation behind, but I'll probably stick with this now until we get something new. But yeah, Apple TV, bog standard, does the job. Below that then is the PS5. This is the Slim edition now, the new iteration that we've had with the additional disk drive. So yes, I have a disk drive there. I don't use this for for playing movies. I just prefer not to. Got my player for that. This down here is basically to play games, of course, and enjoy all of that, which we'll get to over there with my game collection. But yeah, as you can see, I've got the headset, I've got two controllers, got the media controller as well, even though I don't use it for that. But yeah, I've got everything I need for PlayStation. Probably need to use this a little bit more, really, because yeah. But all in all, that is the view I have when I watch movies. That is all the tech power in this room, and I really like how the room turned out. Moving over then to this side, we're going around the room from left to right. We have done the bottom there, the smaller section. This used to be my 4K collection, but I basically filled it. Now this is basically all steelbooks. So this is a mixture of Blu-rays and 4K steelbooks. There's a few 4Ks. That's Blu-ray, 4K, Blu-ray. I am in debate of what to do with these. I don't know whether to just mix the 4Ks in with the 4Ks, because I'm forgetting I have some films, and when I've just put the substance in here this month, I didn't want to forget that I have that. So yeah, I might move that. But then I'm using this now really as my collection area. So you can see here, I've got all my premiums here. So this is all the premiums I currently have. And then over here, I've got like my little music area. This is my little TV section that I've got. Not much TV. I'm not really a fan of TV shows on Blu-ray, to be honest. But I have a few favorites, like, of course, Band of Brothers, Breaking Bad. Fringe is one of my favorite TV shows ever. And I do have Lost in another part of the room. And then we have some more collection stuff here. So these are all the Sony collections, as well as the horror limited edition slips there. Down the bottom then, we have some CDs, some PS2 games, some weird size stuff, which basically are CD stuff. Again, DVDs then all run down the bottom. These that I have just all slotted in. And then games then, I've got PS4, PS3, as well as some PS5 stuff there. Again, this is really just like a utility area at the moment. It's not really fully fledged. I'm just working through it and figuring it out. On this side though, I do have, as you can see, the Skywalker Saga collection there with some pops for Star Wars. Big Star Wars fan. Next to that, I've got the trilogy box set. This was £1 in a charity shop for the trilogy movies there on VHS. I then got some more Star Wars stuff above there. This was from Meerkat. Compare the Meerkat BB-8 outfit my nan had. And then, of course, I've got then Kylo Ren. Below that, then we have the trilogy Spider-Man. I haven't opened this. This is a Funko Pop set, of course, of all three of the Spider-Men from No Way Home. More Funkos, more bits and bobs. I've got some 4K there, and then some VHSs. So this is my original VHS from the Phantom Menace when it came out. And then next to this, I've got Suspiria, 2 copies of. These were gifted to me by a company, by Vice Press. So, yeah, they basically, there is the company there. So they basically sell new movies now in VHS. I think they've done Alien Romulus recently. Above this though is shelves. This is previously I had 2 shelves over there, but I took them out obviously on the series. And then this now is my vinyl area. So got all movie vinyls here, just a little selection there. I've done an entire video of my movie vinyls that I own. Next to that, I've got some big sleeves there as well. Of course, oversized stuff. They all sit there. And then we have a vinyl player there. This was part of the series in terms of what do I do with it and how do I fit it into the room. But ultimately, I have decided to just leave it here for now and try and see how things go. And then we got the Game of Thrones set there with some Funko Pops, some House of Dragon as well, some Viserys there. Really love Game of Thrones. There we've got Bran as well as the Night King there who's been stabbed. And of course the Mountain as well. So some nice Funkos there. And then over there then we got Pedro Pascal himself, the Mandalorian helmet. As this room is a multifunctional room, at the top here I've got all tabs. These are just full of like cables and all of that kind of things that I need to go through at some point and sort out. But yeah, just some utility stuff up there. Of course, we've got the speaker then. We've got some holes to fill. And below that, we've got Alien Romulus poster, which I had free from the cinema, of course, when I went to see it. There's my Elgato light, which I have been using a lot recently because of what I've been doing with my windows. I have a film on these windows, as you can see, protecting the Blu-rays. It was an absolute disaster to put this on the wall, but I think it's worked out all right in the end. You can just see, though, the sheer difference of protection through these windows of what you get. Without it, it would be on the left, and obviously on the right is the film. So it's protecting the Blu-rays, and it's not then damaging the cases and spines. I do have a table in here, though. This is basically for unboxings, and how I'm doing my unboxings is using something like this. I have another phone which I put on here to do the top-down shots. I've got a lamp there, of course. Then I've got this little booklet. I don't really know where to put this because it's really oversized and massive. So that's why that's there. But yeah, this room eventually is going to be a desk in here. It's going to be an office as well because, you know, I have a 3-bed house and one day I'm going to need a second bedroom for starting a family maybe. So that's why this table's still in here. I was in here at one point, then I moved in next door as an office. And one day, of course, I'm going to have to come back out of there. So yeah, there's no point taking that away because I'm just going to fill that space and then be left with a problem down the line, you know. I have this little anchor stand. It's basically a charger that you can like charge it up, but I use this a lot as like a tripod because of the magnetic disc there. It can just snap to my phone, so that's pretty cool. We've got a home pod there, and then I've got this little bongo drum which I got from, I think, like Fortaventura or something. And then I have then these what do you call it, like coasters, Star Wars coasters, all like similar design really to what we saw on the poster that I've got. But these were gifted to me from Christmas by a family member or something, I think. But they're just nice to have in the room. I have my framed Luke Skywalker note there. I mean, I like to think it was sent to me directly, but it wasn't. But it was part of the Skywalker Saga set over there. But I just put it in a frame and also put the little coin there on display. So that is that. Now we're on the Blu-ray wall. This is the Blu-ray section. Again, a really small section of Blu-rays I have. Loads of room to fill, of course, and refine the collection. Up the top, of course, we've got Lost. So I have the big Lost DVD box set this is, but inside there is actually some Blu-rays. So that's a Blu-ray version. More books then along there, some more novel-y style books, I suppose. Big Star Wars FAQ. It's quite a funny one, that is really good. Bought that for like 50 pence from a charity shop, or I think it was boot sale. We've got some oversized stuff there as well. Really cool, like Revenge of the Sith novel from like the 80s. That was like 50p as well in the charity shop on Blu-ray hunting. We've got Grogu himself there. He's just chilling up there watching down. We've got the Joker, I think that was a collector's edition. I'm not sure if it's the Italian version. And then I have the Gladiator Cup there from Gladiator 2. Of course, then all the movies then, I got loads of room for more films to add in. I do have a movie challenge thing there. I had that for Christmas off my girlfriend. And then on the floor then, it's just some things I need to figure out. I've got my house crocs. I do wear these around the house sometimes. I've got a box full of slip covers. So I just, if I don't use them or I collect them and buy them along the way, then I basically got Scream 3 and 2. So if I want to buy them now in CEX and I see them without a slip, I've got a slip cover there. I basically bought a box of these off somebody, and if I ever need them I can. So yeah, you can see they've got the creator, haven't got the film, but I've got the slip cover ready for when I eventually do pick it up. I think this guy sold these on eBay really cheap, and that's why I jumped at them and just bought it. And now the box has just become my slipcover box. Some game consoles there, PS2s, PS1s, just testing if they all work and all that. As you can see, it works. So yeah, got some things there on frame which I need to figure out where they're going to go in the house. But then next to where I sit, I basically have this area which is my remote controls. So I've got the Apple TV, the Blu-ray player, the Denon, and then the TV. So they all live there with a little coaster there for a drink. And then we have the sofa itself. So I've got little sheets on there and stuff, obviously with the dog. Got a Mickey Mouse pillow, a Pooh pillow, and then a blue standard one. I've got Mandalorian Grogu. This was like a $5, I think, on the sale. And then I've got a little dog chew there for Obi when he's up here. And then above that, I've got two posters. So we've got, you can see the Aquaman. This is the Lost Kingdom one. And then Dune, of course, both provided by Cineworld, free when I went there to see the movies. And then finally, then we have a Back to the Future poster. I decided to stick with the two posters in the room in terms of Back to the Future and Star Wars because they are very nostalgic, very me, and I do like them a lot. I was debating changing this sofa though, ultimately, in terms of getting more of a recliner, and if I did, I could probably fit more like movie units and stuff in, but I decided against it. I decided to stick with the sofa because having two seats is more valuable, of course, if I want to watch a film with my girlfriend, if I want to watch a film with Obi, there's more room to play with, and sometimes I might even want to lie down on the sofa, which I do. So ultimately, that is my entire cinema room, and I'm not sure if it's much of a change to you guys because a lot of you have, as I say, been part of the whole journey of rebuilding this room, but it's nice to see it come to fruition now, even just to sit here like this, and admire the 4K wall. I've got a really nice OLED panel to watch my films on, which has been flawless since I've had it. More room in here now to actually put movies, but also retaining the desk space for when that time comes in the future. If I ever need to move out of that room, I've got the space and I haven't got like units in the way. So it's all gone in the right way. I'm really pleased with how it's turned out, and also really pleased with your support throughout all of these videos, because without you, I wouldn't wake up in the morning and think I'm going to film a video. So 4 years doing movies for James, I have grown the channel to be higher than I ever thought, to be honest, in terms of, you know, the amount of videos I've uploaded. Over the last 4 years, of course, I went through some of the most difficult things in my life ever, but also some of the best and some of the most amazing experiences ever because of YouTube. And I really feel like 2025 is taking this time, but I think now I've found my whole place on YouTube, where I sit and, you know, where the channel's going to go. And I hope by the end of 2025, it'll just be in a different place altogether, because I really feel like it's in such a good place, the channel, that, you know, I'm just enjoying doing it. And that's down to you guys, because without you guys watching, as I say, I wouldn't be bothered. I wouldn't bother. I nearly quit YouTube in November. The fact that I'm still doing it now is a testament to you guys, because your guys' feedback, comments, likes, subscribes, all of that stuff just really like spurs me on. You know, you look at your phone and you see, oh, I've had 5 subscribers today. You're just like, okay, I've made a difference. Let's go again, you know? So if you are new to the channel and you do like what you see, please do subscribe. Please do like the video down below. Let's try and get this video to like something stupid, like 200 likes. Let's do it. Come on. I have faith in you guys. Let's do it. But I hope you guys enjoyed my room tour video, updated for, of course, 2025. There it is, the 4K wall. Look at it in all its glory, all the tech and everything. And now I would like to watch a movie. So what shall I watch? I have a lot of choice. But thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for more videos coming soon, of course. And I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.